Hello, welcome. This is how we structure a critical exegesis. Alright, anyway, apart from being silly about that, this is actually about how we can structure your critical exegesis that you're going to have to write in a couple of weeks' time. Now, as always, plan first. Do not actually start writing anything of an essay until you've planned it. Now, I've created a video on how to write your suite of poetry, which outlines 5 steps that you've got to take before you write the poetry. Then it's important because it'll actually make you think about what your point is or what your intention is, and you'll have it down. So you use that to back up how you will write your critical exegesis, because your critical exegesis must explain what your intention is with the poetry you've written, how you're responding. You need to work out a strong statement of your intention. Once you know what it is, you've got to then turn it into a sentence that states it clearly. You need to specifically work out the topic sentence for each of your 3 body paragraphs, because at the moment I'm seeing this trend where people really struggle to do that, and then their essay loses focus and gets confused. And you need to specifically work out what evidence you will use from your poetry and also from the Indigenous poems. Okay? Because, you're writing this poetry as a way of writing back to the Indigenous poetry. So you've got to include evidence from both. Now, how to write the introduction. You need to have a clear statement of the purpose or intention behind your poetry. My suite of poetry will explore blah, 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 which is evident also in the Indigenous poetry of blah, 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 blah. You need to signpost what your body paragraphs will be about. Just like in an average introduction, you need to kind of give me a quick 1, 2, 3 sentences about what you're going to be saying or focusing on in each body paragraph. You need to close the intro with a final statement that also links ahead to the first body paragraph. So, final restatement of your intention that links ahead to what you'll be doing in your first body paragraph. Now, 3 body paragraphs, right? 1, 2, 3. Each one, start out with a clear statement about the topic. Right? Have a topic sentence. Tell me what you're looking at in the body paragraph. Explain how that's related to your overall intention, which is your very first sentence of the essay. Include multiple pieces of evidence. Right? Now, tips with evidence. Keep them as short as possible without losing the meaning of the poem. Right? Why put in 4 or 5 lines when 1 will do? Excuse me. The pieces of evidence that you choose should be the best available evidence to support your paragraph topic, not just the easiest to find. And pick some from your poetry and the Indigenous poetry, because the whole point of this is that you've read and understood the Indigenous poetry, you've taken an idea or a concern or a theme, and you're writing about it in your own way. You need to explain what your evidence is, explain how it supports the paragraph topic. You need to explain how it builds on the Indigenous poetry, and you need to discuss techniques and your intended effect. And of course, end a paragraph with a link back to the overall intention, but also forward to the next paragraph. All right, 3 body paragraphs, just like that. Your conclusion, you need to restate your intention. You need to remind us of the 3 body paragraph topics, and then you need to have a final statement of your intent. Explain why you think you achieved what you set out to with your poetry. Explain why that's important and whether you think this idea, concern, or theme has improved since the Indigenous poetry was written that you've drawn on. Now that's it that I've got there. And that's my explanation. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you found it useful, and ask me any questions if you need to. Ta-da, bye.